Good afternoon, here we are, Friday again, 10th of April 2020. Hope everybody's okay, whether you're in this country or in another, whether it's sunny, whether it's cloudy, whether it's raining. Where we are, it's sort of sunny, but it's a little bit chilly as well. However, that doesn't really matter because we're all indoors and we're going to have another great session, or I hope so anyway. So here we go then. I've already filled in my tile on the back, full name as ever. Now I know we don't necessarily need that, it's just a little bit of tradition. So go through it and do it anyway. 10th of April, of course, I've just said, and it's tile number 9. Do you know, it doesn't seem 2 minutes ago since we did tile number 1, and you think, gosh, how's that happened? And I was actually looking through my journal last night, and you just think, wow, what we've managed to do in those few sessions, and all the messages and all the pictures that you're sending me too. They're absolutely fabulous. So I'm glad you're enjoying them. Okay, so have I spoken enough? Have you got time? Have you done all that information? Here we go then. So on to the front, which is the most important thing. Hi there everybody, hope you've got your pen, pencil, tortillon ready. That's all we're working with today, those 3 items and a tile. If you don't have a tile, don't worry about it. Mine is 8.3 centimetres square, but you can go bigger, you can go smaller if you like. Whatever you've got in your kitchen, in your bedroom, whatever it is you're working with. Okay then, so moving in to start with, deep breath. Oh, just glad the sun's shining actually. I know it's, like I said, we're indoors, but at least it's not raining and it's not snowing. Okay, in with our pencil then. And I'm going to put my dots today. I'm not going to go in the corner though. I'm going to come in a little bit. Well, I say a little bit, quite a bit. I'm going to come in, put my dots. One there. One there. And one there. And again, if we sort of look at that in terms of how perhaps wide, I've probably got 2 pencils width. Yeah, about 2 pencils width in there, just so you can see where I'm going with that. Okay. And then let's just join those dots up. Nice and lightly. If it's not a straight edge, don't worry about it. It's only a guide. You can always come back and change it later. There we go. All right. Hey June, it's nice to know that we're organised, isn't it? Here we go then. Don't forget to turn your tile as we go. There we go. Creating that little section in the centre there. Oh, New York. Hello, Deborah. Bye. Now, I did sort of notice your message. You couldn't see your tile in the big virtual mosaic. I'm sorry if I've missed it. I really did my best. I tried, or I hope I got everybody's in, but if I missed it, I didn't do it on purpose. I'm sorry. I'll try better with the next one. The hearts are almost done, so we'll see how we're going from there. Okay, so far so good then. So here we are working in the smaller section of our tile. I'm going to turn it so I've got a point at the top and a point at the bottom. And there we go. I'm still in with my pencil. And nice and lightly I'm going to create my little string, or my sectioning off of my space almost. And I'm going to go from one side to the next. So I've got that nice diagonal line in there. Okay. So on this side, I'm going to split my space into 3 sections. So here we go. There's sort of one. I'm trying to sort of make them even-ish. There's the other. If they're not, doesn't really matter. Okay. Oh, happy Easter. Yeah, do you know, I think we forget, don't we, that it's Easter? That's it. No, it's just sort of crept up on us. This section then, I'm going to split it into 4, which means I'm going to go straight down the middle, and then I'm going to split that section, and I'm going to split that section. So I've actually got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 spaces. All right, so far so good then. Here we go. Now, moving on to our pen. Now again, I'm using a micron, a Sakura at an 02, but if you're using an 01 or something smaller, an 03, that's fine. If you've not got one of those, a biro is fine too, whatever you've got. Okay, so working along my border, I'm going to put some little curves just from one to the other using those lines I've just put in as a guide. There we go. I'm turning my tile. Same again. Go 1, 2, 3 and 4. So that's where I was. Okay. So I'm going to turn it round so I can get to it easier without getting across the whole thing. I am going to join those now, so I've covered half that border. My lines, and the same there. Okay, so going back to the same position, there we go. I've got my little curves and I've drawn my line in with pen there and there. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to colour in those little sections there. There we go. Now, if at this point you've got a thicker pen, by all means bring that in, and it'll be a little bit quicker colouring it. But I'm using just the basics out of our little emergency kits. So you know, you don't need to use anything else. Just enjoy filling it in with that black. Just take it easy, no need to press on with that nib because it's ever so fine, and we just take it easy. There we go. Even slow down a little bit if you feel you need. There's no rush, just enjoy it. Certainly if anybody's here from my colouring class, I don't let you use black in class to colour with, so you know, take the moment and seize it and just enjoy putting that black on. Oh, Tracy, that's okay. Yeah, honestly, you don't have to do it at the same time. It's just nice to see how it's going. No rush at all. Just enjoy it. Okay. So we've got this sort of pattern going on. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to start with this section here. So I'm going to turn it round so I can get better access to it. Let's do it a little bit larger so you can see. So I'm going to create a series of diagonal lines. Working my way down. And I'm going to make sure that that last one is sort of in the corner there. Like so. Okay. You see that they're not all exactly the same. It really doesn't matter, it just gives that a bit of interest. And then I'm going to put a little round on the edge and join them. I'd say it looks like a sausage, but it really doesn't, it's a little bit thin. There we go. Just adding that little curve on the edges and just auraing around that line, just thickening it up a little bit. Okay. Oh, Julie, if I'm better than an Easter egg. Gosh, I've got quite a lot to live up to today then, haven't I? Okay, what I'm doing now, as you can see, I'm joining each one, so I'm making that sort of cross type shape. So that I did think about doing an Easter eggy type shape, but I decided not to. I thought we'll just go with what I'd sort of planned. And then again, I'm just gonna put that little curve on the edge and thicken those up a little bit. They're still quite thin. If yours are a little bit thicker, that's fine, doesn't matter. Okay, so if I pull that one out a bit now, oops, you can see there we go, I've got that kind of shape. So far so good. Hello Mary in Scotland. Oh, it's really nice to hear where everybody's from. Sometimes you forget when you're in your own little space and you don't quite realise just how far and wide we all are. It's nice to know. Okay, so I'm going to miss this one and I'm going to work in this one now. So this is working the same way down, and I'm going to put those lines in as before. Bearing in mind that bottom one, so I don't know, you might want to start at the bottom and work your way up. There we go, it's going to have that in the bottom there. Okay, and then again that little curve around the top, and let's just create that shape. Just moving down. And again, the fact that this and this isn't at the same angle, it really doesn't matter. It's just giving us that guide. There we go. And then working our way underneath each one, we're going to create those cross shapes. Let's put that in. Make sure when you get to the shape, you stop right on it and then go underneath. Just try not to leave any gaps. Oh, see, that one's gone a bit wonky. I'm going to bring it up. There we go. That was because I was talking and not paying attention to what I was doing. There you go. Problem solved. Wigan. Gosh, nice to know it's sunny down there. So I suppose for those of you that don't know, I'm in a little place called Belton, which is on the Lincolnshire border. So you live in Doncaster and work in Lincolnshire. It's only over the border a little bit. Okay. Oh, missed one there, look. There we go. Now I'm going to miss this one. And I'm going to work on this one. So again, you see, I'm not too worried. I've not gone right up the top there. We'll deal with that in a little while. Oh, Cornwall. Many a happy memory from Cornwall and holidays when I was younger. It's a nice part of the world. That's it. So again, I'm doing that same pattern. It's very repetitive, but this is what we want. We don't want to make anything too tricky. Let's just fill in those in. Okay. So then same again. I'm going to go from here to here. I'm going to pay attention to what I'm doing this time. There we go. Underneath. There we are. And this one. You see, look at this line. There's not a ruler in sight. And there to there. Let's do that. There we go. Okay. London. I hope you're okay down there in London, Joe. Seems to be quite the place to be at the minute, or not. I've only ever been once, a long time ago. There we go. West Yorkshire, Halifax. I know Halifax. So there you are. You see where I'm working. So I've done this cross pattern here, missed one. Cross pattern, missed one. Oh, North Devon. Missed one here. So Colchester, Essex. Again, I've done somewhere else I've never been. It's amazing, isn't it, when you live in this on this island and you've not been to half the places. Okay, so same pattern again. Remember, I'm aiming for that point there at the bottom. There we go. You're more than welcome, Tracy, and if I'm honest, it's keeping me sane as well. So I think we can get into the idea that there's only us and we're in this bubble, and you lose track and touch with people. It's nice to actually have a conversation, isn't it? Even if it's virtually. Oh, speaking of virtually then, I hope you liked the mosaic we did. It looked pretty good. It's just a bit tricky, you know, getting everybody's in, because they all sort of come in different sizes and things. But so it takes a bit longer than you might think. But I'm getting through them. So I'm just sort of almost finished the heart tile mosaic, and I'll have that out soon. Oh, Derbyshire, yeah, I know Derbyshire. We actually lived in Tibshall for quite a while. We moved a couple of years ago. We moved slightly more up bank. Yeah. Okay, so far so good. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the first one now, just because it's nice to sort of get that consistency. It doesn't really matter which one you do it on. Hi, Sandra. I must say the girls loved their Seth and Benji teddies. Thank you for doing that. They loved them. They were really happy when they actually opened them live on a video, so I could see it. It was quite nice. Okay, so you can see what I'm doing now. I'm actually working. I'm trying to go point to point, But if you can't, and if you don't worry about it, just as close as you can, it's fine. Okay, and then I'm going to bring this out into sort of out of the border and put a dot on the end and colour that dot in. Okay, now I'm going to make it a little bit smaller so you can see what I've done there. You see, I've gone all the way through, sort of the centre, the way out, and I've put a little bobble on the end. Okay, alright, let's go back in so you can see what else I'm going to do. So then I'm going to create a line sort of not right on the outside. You see it's sort of slightly in. Luckily I can follow that border there with that first one. And then on the other side, again, I'm going to draw in the lines, and it's just slightly inside. So if I go a little bit bigger, you can see there, look, it's not quite on the, oh no, grab my pen there. There. It's not right on the edge, it's just slightly in. You see? And same there, just slightly in. Okay, oh look, I've missed a bit of a line there. Okay, amazing what you see when you enlarge your work, isn't it? Okay. Yeah, about a mile from Tibshelf. Oh yeah, I bet I've driven past your house then at some point. Okay, so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to split my space. So I'm going to go in the middle and put in another line, sort of the middle anyway. And then again, I'm going to pull a line out, but you can see, oh, thank you, Sally. I did enjoy doing the mosaic, and I think that's something it's nice for people to see, because we look at our own work and we're very critical and we worry it's not perfect, it's not right. But when you see it in a huge picture combined with everybody else's, suddenly everything looks beautiful, and it doesn't matter whether a line's not level or it is level. It really doesn't. It's all about looking at the whole picture, and I think that's what it teaches us. So it's really important to do that. Okay, so you can see here I've split my space again, and you notice that all these little bobbles on the end, they're all different lengths. That has been done on purpose. I'm going to squeeze one in there. Now if you've got a very fine pen, you can put lots of these in. If you haven't, it's a bit thicker, you might not get as many. That really doesn't matter. So I'm going to go even longer there. Or even if you get to the outside here and you want to wobble this line, please feel free. And you'll notice I can't quite get all the way up here, so I'm starting here and then filling that space. So don't sort of try and force it all the way up if you can't, that's fine. There we go. Alright, so far so good. I'm going to turn it round then so you can see what I'm doing. Mini wrecking ball. Okay. You notice I've not done anything here. You need to worry about that. I think while we're on that, and I've mentioned it, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just round it off. Okay, just so we've addressed it a little bit. We'll come back to that in a short while. Okay. So then this process here, I'm going to do the same here. So again, starting sort of in the middle as best I can. Working my way. And then straight out. Alright. And then there's my little bubble on the end. And then if you remember, I did the outside edge first, but not right on the outside. I can sort of use the original guidelines I put in that pencil earlier, just to sort of cover that. Okay. And then split that in the centre, or as near as you can. You see it's getting a little bit to one side there, well that's okay. And again, out with that bobble. I might not get the choice soon. Hey, we all have wobbly hands on some days, honestly. Even I do. I mean, if we were to look close at these, and you will in a minute, you'll notice that these lines aren't straight by any means, but that's okay. They're my lines and I drew them, so that's what they're going to be like, and that's absolutely fine. Okay, so you can sort of, you're getting the hang of this now. You can see where I'm not always going right to the top if I can't fit it in, but I'm just going in and working in between those spaces. I have a long one there. I'm not even trying to get the same amount in this one as this one. I'm working on each one independently, just to see where it goes. There we go. And I think I'm going to see there's a gap there. I'm going to get one more in there. See, now it's a bit of a challenge. It's like, oh, shall I put one in there? No, I'm going to leave that one as that, I think. Okay. And then here we go with the next one. I'll start in the middle first. Okay. Down and out. There we go. And then the outside edge. You notice I'm not putting a bobble on the outside edge. I mean, if you have, it's fine, but I sort of chose not to on this occasion. I thought I'll just sort of end it there. Okay. And then let's go in again, the centre of that line. And out. A little bobble on the end. And then same this side. There we go. Just take your time. If you feel that your hand's getting a little bit achy, just ease off that pen a little bit. Just have a quick breath. There's no rush. I know sometimes, as I've said before, the pace can be a little fast, but I want to try and get everything in, you know, within my time, so at least you can see it and you can play it back after and finish it. So don't worry if you're not keeping up, it's fine. Just chill. So I'm south end on. See, there's quite a lot from Essex and down sort of south way. But then we've got a couple in Scotland as well. America. Oh, do you know, I really wanted to go to Disney this year. Maybe next year. There we go. I think I must admit, I think that's Rita's fault if she's watching today, because Rita, a lady I know, she went to Disney not so long ago. She was putting pictures on her Facebook. I'm like, I really want to go back. I quite like my Disney. So here we go, same process, and I'm on my last one now. Oh, Sheila, no problem at all. It's quite nice actually, because sometimes I don't always get the opportunity to, you know, fill in a journal, and actually doing these sessions has meant that I've completed a journal alongside you. So it's nice to see it growing, and the pages are not empty anymore. They've got work on them. Still bits to do. I've not finished everyone, and I'm sure you've not all finished everyone either, but it means you can go back and do little bits as you're going, really. It never has to be fully finished. You can dip in it and do what you want when you want. There we go. I'm going to leave mine there. Oh, hi, yes, Evita. Just talking about you. Oh yeah, do you know, I really miss the shows, and this is where I think we, you know, because we sort of meet each other and we get to know each other. It's lovely, and you put faces to names and all sorts. But, we'll be doing it again. We actually quite recently, my husband brought a bus recently, not a huge one, a few seaters, and we're converting it to use it so we can put all our stand stuff in and things like that. Sit and have a cup of tea in it. So if he's not making for the show, which he is at the minute on Monday, he needs to get some work done on that as well. We're getting there. There's no rush. Okay, so far so good then. I'm going to move on to the next one now, and at this point I'm going to come back in with pencil just for a moment. Here we go. Oh yeah, I do use the reverse of my pages. If you like, at the end of this I'll show you what I've done, and you can see where I've used pages. I'm just going to put myself a line sort of in the centre of each one of those pieces that have got nothing in them yet, just as a guide, so ever so lightly, just in the centre, just to sort of help me out a little bit. Okay. Yeah, Rita. Oh, to live near Disney. Do you know, I'd love to work at Disney. I'd love to sit there and sketch the characters and things like that. That'd be nice. So indoors, obviously where the air conditioning is. All right. So working on these sections then, let's make it a little bit bigger so you can see it. Oh, you still didn't get to go. Oh. Okay. Right, what we're going to do then is, I'm going to start at the top and I'm going to come down with a diagonal line. Okay. Don't worry about the space in between, just go with what you feel. And if you don't at the bottom get to a point, it really doesn't matter. Okay. And then the other side, I'm going to come back up with an angle. So I've got sort of a chevron-y kind of effect. Let's have a look at it so you can see it for us. Absolutely, Janet. Yeah. All right. I'll stick one in there. Okay. All right. So then, where you've got the point of each one of these little chevrons, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little curve just in every single one. I see, because it gets smaller as it's going up, my little curve's getting smaller and smaller as I go up too. Okay, and then I'm going to come back down. I'm going to colour each one as I go. Okay, just taking my time, just in the moment with all this black colour today. It's quite, it adds a bit of drama, doesn't it? It gives it a bit more depth. The paint way, yeah. To be honest, Janet, we were having a laugh actually the last time we were doing a class, because I thought of doing a class where everybody could tangle on the bus, but we've not quite worked out. Let's get it sorted inside first before we start worrying about the outside. Okay, so here we go then. I'm going to now repeat that process. So I'm going to do some diagonal lines going towards that line there. You see that one didn't go to the bottom, but that's absolutely fine. Oh, Tracy, yeah, exactly the same pen I've used, nothing different. So whatever you see on my board, this is the pen I've used. It's an 02. I might have used an 01 in places as well, but no, I've used this one. I think there are some sections where perhaps I've coloured some in. Let's have a look at an example. So like, say here on these bits, I've used a slightly thicker pen, but it's still a Sakura Micron. I've probably used an 08 pen there, just to thicken it. This is a white jelly roll. Just gives it that little indication of light in the middle. Okay, so there's my chevrons. Oh, missed a few. There we go. And then working my way, it doesn't matter whether you go up or down. I'm going to start here, and I'm going to put that little curve on the end, each one, like so, getting smaller as I go up. Oh, one there. And then I'm going to colour each one in, coming back down. I think there's something quite satisfying about coming all the way back down again. But if you want to draw it and then colour it, then draw it and colour it, you can do that too, that's fine. Whichever suits you. A colour in there too. And then in this one. Okay. No. Yeah, we understand, but you know what, we're staying in and we're following these rules for a reason, and it seems like it's forever at the minute, but we'll get there. Okay, so I'm in my last space now. I've got these little chevrons working as before. Look at that. Yeah. But sometimes we want to stay in, don't we? And we can't. We've got to go out and do whatever. So it's the opportunity to, do things that you perhaps wouldn't normally have done. I might even have to do the ironing, actually, at the weekend. Yeah. Okay. And I'm quite busy at the minute. So there's getting ready for the show, because as you know, we make everything. So at the moment I'm trying to prep demos, and it's really keeping us busy. Okay, so far so good. How are we doing? Yeah, there we are. So we've got these crisscrosses going on in these ones, and then we've got these lovely little chevrons, and we've curved that top edge a little bit there. Okay. So we just need to sort of work on this section here. So I'm going to enlarge it a little bit. And what we're going to do, you might want to go in with a pencil to start with. Depends on how sort of comfortable you are with this. Is what I'm going to do is put quite a sized sort of, there we go, bubble on the top there. So imagine that coming around, it'd be there. There we go. So if you really feel that, you want to go in with pencil first, that's fine. There we go. And I'm going to just add a little bit of black at the top there. Looks like it's going inside it, doesn't it? Okay. There we go. So you can see it's not perfect circle. It doesn't matter. It's okay. All right. We've done that. Well, hello from Southport. Yvonne. There we go. So, next bit then. I'm going to start, so I'm working now on the outside, so next to this sort of crisscross here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start from, not quite on the end, I'm going to start from about here. And I'm going to create a little bit of almost a hook type shape. And then I'm going to follow it round, come back on myself. Alright, trying to sort of keep a similar distance, nice and narrow, nice and thin there. Okay. And then I'm going to follow this curve here. Let me just make it a bit bigger so you can see it. I'm going to follow this curve here. You see? And then come up and pull another curve off it. Back round. And then this time I can sort of go all the way back down. There we go. Okay. So then let's have, let's go this way. So I'm going to go up here and put a curve in, and then back down. Right, let's have a look at that so far. There we go. Alright. And I'm going to put one in, but I'm going to put one in starting here and going underneath those, but still putting that little hook on the end, bringing it back. Okay. Oh, Gracie, a sneaky peek. I might. We'll see how quick we get this done. Okay. So then I'm going to work along this side as well. Something similar. It's not the same. See, that last time we started going in. So this time we'll start about here and we'll come outwards. Just so it's that little bit different. It's a little bit like a question mark, isn't it? A bubbly question mark. Okay. And then again, following this curve round, I'm going to add another one. There we go. and I can still sneak round and bring that down here. And then last time I went, yeah, let's go in. Now again, this is entirely up to you which way you go and how many you do. It's just sort of trying to keep that little shape going if you can. There we go. And let's go in a little bit more. Oh, it's not scary at all. It's not scary. I've only done a few. Hi, Marie. Okay, so just to sort of add a little bit in there, I'm going to put 2 little lines. You see, this time I've not come round. I've just got 2 little lines. Let's go a bit closer so you can see it. And then I'm going to put a little curve on the top there. And then I'm going to start further down and draw around it. Okay. So let's add another one in. So 2 little lines and a curve and around. Now you see here I've got some little gaps. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to fill in those gaps. Let's show you that a little bit further down so you can see where it's sort of fitting in. Okay. So I'm going to sneak a couple in just to sort of fill in some of these gaps a little bit. Maybe have one sneaking in there. There we go. And maybe, see, you get a bit carried away with these if you're not careful. I think, hey, maybe one there, maybe one there. Let's just add a couple in this side too. Let's go that way. There we go. Oh, maybe one here. Let's fill in those gaps. Let's have a look at that. Yeah. And of course we couldn't resist, I suppose, adding in one of our little zingers. So if you've not seen before, what on earth is a zinger? I've done a line and a dot. Let's go a bit bigger. And then from that dot we aura or draw around most of it. Okay. And then again, but a little bit less and a little bit less, a little bit less each time till you end up with a thing. Look at that. Let's have a look at that from a distance. So you see there? And then I'm just going to add another, but I'm going to put a little bobble on the end. And another little bobble on the end. Okay, and then let's just sneak one in. I'm always sneaking things in, aren't I? I think sometimes you're not always aware. There we go. I might add another one. There. I didn't want to have one on each side. I wanted it to be a little bit. Okay. Yeah, let's have a look at that then. All right. So that, in a sense, is all the drawing section that we're going to do at the moment, and we're going to move into using pencil. Okay. Are we ready? We got that done. Stop putting those zingers in. I know we like them. Okay. So let's first address our little sort of bauble on top. What I'm going to do is I'm going to be quite liberal here. I'm going to put some of that pencil all the way through there. You see on one side. You see I've come up this line a little bit as well. It gives it a little bit of sort of shape. I know they're addictive, Sally. Zingers. Let's smooth that round. Now, when I'm putting my tortie on here, I'm not going right to the edge. I'm just trying to keep that white gap if I can. And then just sort of gently going round in circles and just easing it to almost nothing. Okay, let's have a look at that. There we go. I might even go a little bit darker there. There we go. Okay. All right. So then, moving on to this pattern here. What I'm going to do is, normally we hold the pencil and we do it at an angle, but today I'm going to be more of a point. So underneath that one. You know, the very first sort of, I called it a sausage shape. It's very thin sausage. There we go, underneath those. Okay, let's go a little bit bigger so you can see there. So I've gone underneath the whole of that one. And then working on the other side of the cross, I'm doing this one and this one. You see, and I've left the gap in the middle. I'm going to do that on all of them as far as I can. And up there. Okay, see if this one here can still get a bit in there. And then I'm going to do the same with the others. So adding in, take it out a little bit, that pencil, that section first, and then going underneath those crosses. Okay, so this, there we go, a little bit in there and a bit in here. So don't worry about trying to keep it smooth or neat, just get some pencil in there. Okay. Alright. And then with the tortilla, I'm just, let me show you on a larger one so you can see it. Here we go. I'm just going to again go on in ever so gently and just smooth it out a touch. I'm not going too far out. You can see there I'm just adding that touch of shadow, nice and gentle. Okay, so you see the difference. Oh Sally, 3:30 in the morning. Gosh, to be honest, once I'm in bed, and getting me out's a bit difficult. But I do tangle a lot. It was just gone 11 last night at the time I got into bed. Okay, so you can see the difference when I've shadowed and when I haven't. So we're going to go on and just gently add in that tortilla just to sort of smudge around that pencil a little bit. There we go. Okay. Millions of films. I think sometimes as if it's a film that you're not interested in. I can't say I watch a lot of films. I could say I listen to a lot of films. So I've always got my head down on a piece of paper somewhere. So are we tea drinkers or are we coffee drinkers? What's our go-to? I'm definitely tea, but I'm a loose leaf tea drinker. So I like all the different flavours, not particularly the fruit ones, the more sort of minty and nutty kind of fruit flavours. I think it's quite nice. Oh, Sally, it is nice. Okay, so we've put our shadows on that one. Now we could have put shadow down the sides if you wanted to, but let's just see how this one works first. Oh, Leslie, I know. Yeah, I did mention tea and my husband didn't take the hint. He's just sat there ignoring me. Selective hearing. There we go. So I'm going to put a little bit. You see, I've put a little bit on one side of those chevrons. There we go. A red wine. During the day. You do need to get out. Oh. Okay. I don't drink as much wine as I used to. I suppose when I was a full-time school teacher, I drank a lot of wine. Not during the day, though. But not as much now. I suppose I'm not as stressed as I was then. There we go. Okay, so I've put some on each of those. Oh yeah. Yeah, no, I'm with you there. Tea and wine not at the same time. Oh, it makes me laugh. So this is why I think these Facebook Lives are great, because you can actually have a conversation with people. So it does make you feel, you know, like you are part of something. It's lovely. Okay, again, I'm just ever so gently sort of smooching round that graphite a little bit as I'm working my way up. Oh, if your hubby's just took the hint, well, I'm not shouting loud enough, am I? Tea! Oh, the look on his face. Thank you. Everybody's wondering if we could show them the new products for Monday as well. Would you be so kind as to pass me one of each? He says, yes, of course, my darling. If anybody knows my husband, you'll know it's not, he didn't say that to me. Here we go. Okay, so again, I'm just working from one to the other, ever so gentle. And you can see that I'm not taking the pencil all the way up and shading. I'm just doing a little bit. Oh, golden wedding. Oh, that'd be lovely. Hey, you should do your dream catcher all in gold with gold highlights and things. That would look fantastic. Here we go. You see, it's just lovely. I just love this one, how it gives it that shade. And everything seems to be going this way. So if we could have put shadow here, but then it gives it this effect. I think I'm going to leave it. Joyce, I'd just make your own and sit there. I've done with. Oh, okay. Okay, so here we go. Just going to add a little touch now to these. I'm just going to put a little bit at the bottom edge of each one of those little curves. Thank you, honey. Okay. And then on my little poke root, see, they've got little names. I'm just going to add a little bit on the end. The zingers don't always need anything, but I'm going to put a little bit on there, just down one side. See, just for difference. There we go. Then back in with our tortillon, and I'm just smoothing it up the edge a bit. I'm not doing much. I'm just softening off that edge. Hardly anything. Okay. Here we go. Let's have a look at that. Okay. All right. One last thing, I think, before we call this one. Where I've gone in with that original curve and those black lines, I'm going to go in. You notice I'm at the side with my pencil this time. I'm going to add some graphite, quite a bit, that side and that side. Okay. And then using my tortillon, I'm going to do it this way. I'm just going to smooth it off and just drag it out a little bit. Just getting a little bit less pressure as I go out. Smoothing it off. And just dragging it out that little bit more. Okay, to the end there. Let's have a look at that. There we go. If you find your pencil's not moving as much as you like, just go back in with those swirls and just sort of help it out a little bit. There we go. Happy with that. Okay. Just back in with that black pen. Gosh, 46 years married. Gosh, I think we were on 21 this year. Yeah, because was it last year was emerald? Yeah. Okay. And then that, I'm just going to fill that bit in now with black. Okay. Thank you, my love. Cup of tea's arrived. Okay, so then, signature. Do you know, a lot of people say poke root looks like mushrooms, but you can call it whatever you like. There we go, signature in there. All right, so there's our tile for today. So in terms of what have I done with it, the one that I did as a sample the other night is here. So you can see you've got your same pattern, your same focus. All right, and then if I move out a little bit, hang on, I'm trying to hold the camera and that as well. I'm just going to have to do it that way. You can see on my page, oh, there we go. We'll get there eventually, there you go. So I've done my white tile, which is the one we've just done there. So that's that one. There we go. But then I've actually used a black tile and I've cut it up. I've cut it down so it's a little bit smaller. Oh, you should still celebrate it. You should. Just because they're gone, they're not gone. They're still with us. So you can see there, I've done the same sort of format, but I've used a white gel pen. And then as I've come off the ends here, I've then changed from white to black. And I have added some of that little drop shadow in there. So if you're wanting to do drop shadowing, here we go. So let's work it round that way. So you would put this ball in, but slightly offset. So sort of here, and then put a line in, and then here. Get the idea? So another one. And then just, again, tortillon wise, just smooch a little bit. Okay. And then if we pull out, you can see there now where it looks like it's sort of dropped slightly. So that creates that effect. So again, same sort of pattern around here, but I've just changed the pattern on the inside. And then as you can see here, I've used a piece of black paper and stuck it in this way in my book. This is my cross pattern, and then this here is this sort of the chevron pattern, but you see because it's a white pen. Okay, now to do my shading on here, I'll get it a bit bigger for you. I've used a white pastel pencil and just exactly used the same way as I would use the pencil, and then a tortillon just to sort of pull it out a little bit. And then of course you can see all the way up here I've used that lovely little swirl pattern, and instead of using my poke root I've added some bubbles in, so it creates a beautiful border. So that's something you can do if you want to. So you can see that that's the full sort of page. I might put something else on, I might do something a bit different, but it gives you an idea, doesn't it? It's just something we've not done before. So working in the rest of my journal, you can see here's the gem one that we did. I've added some colour there, and this is the one we did Wednesday, and I am dating them. I think it's really nice to sort of remember that. Again, needs a bit of work yet, but that one's not quite finished. Then of course the full colour one, which we've all sort of seen and we've done. That's been on Facebook. The one with my leaves, and again I've done this sort of, obviously I'm having a phase where I'm doing borders like that. So again, that wants a bit of work yet. This one needs more. I've got my swirls, but I want to do a huge paradox in there, and that one's going to sit somewhere. So that's a work in progress. And this one, which we've seen, I do love this pattern actually. Okay, you can see even that's gone off the edge a little bit, but that's okay. It's my journal. Do I like my heart? Again, I might actually, I don't know whether to add something else to that yet. I'm going to see how I feel with that one. And then of course our first one. Okay, so you can see there that I'm using both sides of the paper. I mean, it's 200 GSM cartridge paper. I mean, this is one that we did in class before we all had to stay in. So that they're still works in progress. And then you can see here, these are the ones that are in the starter kit instruction book. So that's the journal I'm working on. And again, I've not put anything there yet because, well, I can come back and do that a little bit later on. And of course my front page, where any pattern I learn I need to sort of get on and fill those in. And then of course my cover's been tangled, of course. So hopefully that's given you everything that you need today to be able to create this one. lots more, hopefully inspiration as well. It's going to keep me going. So Monday then, what am I doing Monday? Okay, I am actually going to bring my Christmas stencils back in. I don't know if anybody's seen those and done them, but I'm not allowed to call them Christmas, so we've got them in a slightly different name, but you can see there's my Christmas stencils. These fit beautifully inside the set one stencils. If you've got the set one, they work really well. So you've got all these frames are invaluable, they really are. So that's those. I've also, I don't know, some people might have seen this before. These are great for the younger tanglers, because if you look at the frame on the back here, you've not got as many to go around. It's a really good starting point, a really nice one to do. And this is a fantastic frame for doing rope. So if you imagine the dream catcher that's round, this is the rope version but square. And then my classic set 1, set 2. People love them, but sometimes we don't always work large. We don't work in sort of 6x6 cards. So I've recreated them so you can get them onto a 5x5. So here's my mini set 1. Absolutely love that cross. Look at that cross. Now we've all done that pattern if you remember the hexagon. And again, there's quite a few patterns. We did this pattern the first tile we did. There's a few there. And my set 2. So of course you're getting that hummingbird, the bee, that lovely feather or leaf. That would look nice with the dream catcher mixed in as well. And of course that fan. And then of course I'm actually going to be creating, well, I have created a little journal. Well, I'm going to move that one out of the way. So some of you, if you've got the on the go collection, you know, the felt bags, you'll already have this journal. But you can see on the inside, yeah, it's got your first pre-strung. And then you've got some of these in here that you can actually start. I've started you off basically with some pre-strings. See this one, if you actually tile or tangle around these, you create a lovely frame, and you'll get these inside there, no problem. So you've got plenty to be getting on with there. And then you've got some plain pages as well, and that's going to come with some tiles and some bits. So I've made a nice little bundle there, because I know a lot of people asked about just having that journal without having the bag and everything as well. So I've sorted that for you. So hopefully that's going to give you a bit of a hint. Now, unfortunately, Monday, I'm actually on Create and Craft at 2:15, so I'm not going to be here to do a live session. And I did consider doing one sort of in the middle of the 2 sessions, but because I don't know how it's going to be over there, I don't know whether I'm going to get the space to do it, and I don't want to mess around with the times too much. I'm actually going to leave our live session Monday and continue and pick them back up again on Wednesday. So I hope that's okay with you, but I'm sure you've got lots and lots that you can be doing, lots of ideas, lots of things that you can perhaps catch up on. And please keep sending me pictures. I know I've not managed to get to everybody in terms of responding to messages, but as you know, I've been busy making, so I'll get to them as soon as I can, but that'd be lovely. So yeah, thank you ever so much. Thank you for watching, and seriously, thank you for your messages, and thank you for just actually participating and taking part. It's lovely to know that there's other people out there that enjoy it just as much as me. So you'll see me Monday. I won't see you Monday, but I will be back on Wednesday at 2:00. So hopefully have a lovely Easter, have a great weekend, stay safe, stay indoors, and I'll see you soon. All right, you take care, everybody. Bye.